All right, my friend, ready? So today is day 5, our influencing lesson. We have been working really hard this week. I know you have been reading this story. You have been practicing with your classmates in groups, sharing, reading it to each other. So today is our last day. So today you're gonna read the story to me, and by the end of the story, we will give an assignment. Okay? So when you read, remember, I want you to learn your punctuations, right? Remember your periods, your exclamation points, your question marks. When you see those, you know what you're supposed to do, right? The tone, right? And then when you read, make sure that you're reading carefully. You want to use your index finger. Make sure you can use your index finger to follow along as you read, so you won't get lost in what you're reading. Okay, so just make sure that you're reading loud and clear. Because end of the lesson, guess what? You're not gonna be with no friends. You're gonna say here with me and answer some questions. So I wanted to know how well do you know the story, and then I will show you at the end when we're done recording. I'm gonna show you how well you did in your fluency, right? And your tone. If you're reading this loud, remember to read slow, right? Just take your time. When you read, if there's any words that you're just having trouble, don't worry about it. I will help you I will give you some guidance, okay? So don't feel frustrated about that. So let me pull the story real quick for you. Let me see real quick. Okay, found it. All right, can you see? Or do you want to make it bigger?
It's good like that.
Okay. All right, when you're ready, just start reading.
Behold the President, Washington, D.C. The American flag is the symbol of our nation. The United States of America, it has red and white stripes and 50 stars. Each star is a symbol for one of the states in the United States of America. There is one very important city in the United States that is not in any of the 50 states. In fact, it is the nation's capital. It's the city where most of the decisions that affect the country are made. Washington, D.C. Men from each of the original colonies helped write the Constitution, a plan for how the new country should be run. We call these men the Founding Fathers. The Founding Fathers wanted a leader who would listen to what the people wanted and work hard to get them what they needed. They decided the president would have to be elected by the people. When the Founding Fathers started to think about where the president would live, they started to write, if the president lives in the state he was from, it would make that state feel more important than all the others. The Founding Fathers were afraid that one of the states would try to take over and be in charge of the others. They decided to write into the Constitution that a special city should be built, no bigger than 10 miles wide, which would serve as the nation's capital. This capital city would not be in any state, so no state could say that it was in charge of the country. This city was to be called Washington in honor of George Washington. Our first president, eventually Washington, grew into the area. we now call the District of Columbia or Washington, D.C. If you visit Washington, D.C. today, you can see the White House, the house where the president lives. The president moves into this house when he or she becomes president, and then moves out when the next president is elected. But not just presidents given the White House, their families and even their pets come with them to live in the White House. The president doesn't just live in the White House. He or she works there. To the part of the White House where the president works, it's called the West Wing. The president's office has a special name to the Oval Office. Sometimes the president signs laws or gives speeches from the Oval Office.
Very good. What do you think about the story?
It's good.
You like it? Right? It's about our president, right? How how the White House built and why it was built. So, you ready for your first question? Why did the founding fathers create the city of Washington, D.C.?
Because they wanted a place for the president to live that was not in any state, so no state would say that they were in charge of the country.
Right, but that directly, yeah, because they wanted a place for a president to live that was not in any state, so no state say I'm in charge of this country, right? Then so that's when the city, and that's it, right? Because what happens if this was the capital? Texas will be, oh yeah, we're the rulers, yeah, we're the main ones. Do you think that's fair? So that's why. And what a no state to be a capital. Okay. Question number 2. What is important house located in Washington, D.C. does the president live in?
The White House.
The White House. Okay. And our last question. In what part of the White House does the president work?
The West King.
Close enough, you're close. You get the West, right?
The West.
You're close, you say.
The West.
You wanna go see it in the reading section? What does it say?
The West King.
I'm gonna show you. Ready? You wanna read this part? You want this from here? Read from here. Read it out loud.
The president doesn't just live in the White House. He or she works there too. The part of the White House where the president works is called the West Wing.
Yeah, you said the West King, but you're close enough. So it's called the West Wing. Okay, very good, my friend. So that's it. Today was the last day of Influency Week. I hope you learned a lot. All right, high five. Very good.